Hey everyone, Chris here, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my TBR for the Wacky Witches Readathon. So this readathon is running from the 10th through the 16th of October. It's being hosted by Pris from Pris Peruses, whose channel and announcement video I will link in the description below. And for this readathon, Pris has opened up a witchy shop. And she's hoping that we'll all come and buy items at her shop. And the way we buy these items is not with money, but with stories. So she's selling 10 items in total. And the first are bundles. I'm going to pop the graphic up here. And there's two ways you can fill them. You can get a basic bundle or a deluxe bundle. And then the second is other witchy items you may need. You can double up on prompts, but you can't like triple up, I don't think. I believe that's what she said in her announcement video. I will be doubling up because it's only a week and I just have too much I want to get to this month outside of what I was able to make work with this TBR to read a book for each prompt. So I'm going to start with the bundles. And the first bundle I'm going to go with is my deluxe bundle of herbs. And for this, you need to read a book that involves nature. And so I'm going to read The Nature of Witches. I have heard so many good things about this. I've been meaning to get to it for a while now, and this kind of just gave me the push I needed to finally pick it up. And I believe we have elemental magic and nature magic, and yeah, we have Clara, whose rare magic is tied to all the season. Usually witches only have magic where it peaks in one season, whereas our main character, Clara, is an Everwitch, which means she has magic in every season, so the magic is tied to seasons and nature, and yeah, I'm very excited to read this. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I'm hoping that I love it, and it'll get me my deluxe bundle of herbs. Next, I'm going to get my deluxe bundle of crystals, and for this, I need to read a book with a foiled cover, and I'm going to read The Night Gardener by Jonathan Auxier. I have put off reading this for specifically a foiled covered prompt. And then I ended up with a bunch more books that had foiled covers, so it wasn't as pressing. But now I'm using it as part of my seasonal covers. If you are new to my channel and you've never seen before, I do a series on my channel where each season I pick 5 books off of my TBR whose covers give me seasonal vibes and go into them blind to see if they're actually set in the season. And this is one of the ones I picked. I'll link the video below in case you want to know my thoughts on this one and what other books I picked. But I'm going into it blind, and it has a foiled cover, and I'm hoping I love it, and then it has a bunch of spooky vibes, and yeah, I have no idea if it fulfills any of the other prompts, because some of them you kind of need to know a little bit about the book to, well, know if it is applicable, but I'm going in blind, so I can't tell you that, and yeah, but foiled cover, I've got that checked off. I'll have my deluxe bundle of crystals. Next, I'm going to use this book to get my deluxe bundle of candles and my deluxe bundle of potions. And to do so, I'm going to read The Space Dog Cometh, which is the third book in the Claude Evil Alien Warlord Cat series. And to get my candles, I need to read a book with moon or stars on the cover, and there are a bunch of stars on the front of this cover. And to get my deluxe bundle of potions, I need to read a book about revenge. And it says on the back, Claude is not your average cat. He is an exiled emperor from across the universe with a hunger for battle and a thirst for revenge. So he is almost always trying to get revenge on somebody. I've read the first 2 books in this series and absolutely love them. Claude is the name his human gave him because he ends up on Earth. He comes from a planet where he was an emperor and gets kind of disposed and sent to Earth, well, banished to Earth in the first book, and meets Raj, who is our other POV. And Raj is his human and names him Claude. But his real name is Wizkaz. Wizkaz. And he's from the planet Litterbox. There's a lot of those kind of puns in there, and I've just found these books to be really charming and funny, and I'm so excited to be diving back into this series, and it is awesome because it fulfills 2 prompts in one. And I was really struggling with that revenge one, and then I'm staring at this going, oh, right, Claude, yeah, that would work. So now I'm going to go on to the rest of my witchy items, and here is the list here. For my witch's hat, I'm going to be reading The Nature of Witches, because I needed to read a book with witches in it, and well, I'm doubling up with this one. To get my tarot deck, I needed to do an oracle or tarot deck pull, which in her announcement video, Pris pulled a card for those of us that didn't have one, and it was a yellow determination card, and so I went with the determination part, and I'm going to be reading The Diamond Eye by Kate Quinn. This is a historical fiction, and it's based on a true story where we follow the tale of a quiet bookworm who becomes history's deadliest female sniper. She's got a young son and ends up being sent to join the fight and basically has to transform from a studious girl to a deadly sniper, a lethal hunter of Nazis known as Lady of Death. It says, when news of her 300th kill makes her a national heroine, Mila is torn from the battlefields of the Eastern Front and sent to America on a goodwill tour. So to me, this is going to have a lot of determination. You don't become one of the deadliest female snipers without some determination. You don't survive a war like this without being determined. I can't imagine that being plucked from the battlefield and sent off to America on a tour is not something that you get through if you are not really determined. So I get the feeling that our main character is going to show a lot of determination to try to survive all of the upheaval in her life. So I thought this would be a great book and an interesting way to fulfill that prompt. Then I'm going to get my broomstick and my wand by reading A Pinch of Phoenix. And for your broomstick, you need to read a book about a magical creature. And well, Phoenix. It said the phoenix stood in the middle of the path. So I'm assuming there's an actual phoenix in here somewhere. And for wand, you need to read a book with magic in it. And I'm assuming if there's phoenixes in here, there's magic. I've read the first 2 books in this series, but it was a while ago. So I'm not 100% sure on the magic bit. But it is possible that I could always use the Night Gardener for that if this doesn't have magic, and that does, because I'm going into that blind. Or if it doesn't, I have tons of books that I could pick up for magic that will hopefully be quicker reads. But I'm hoping this one will fulfill it. Like I said, it's been a while since I read the first book in this series, or the second one for that matter. So I'm not 100% certain on the magic, but like phoenixes. So I feel like there is probably magic in these books. So hopefully there is, and I can double up. If not, then you'll have to watch my Wacky Witches vlog to find out what I read for this. But my gut says there's going to be magic in this, so I should be just fine. Next, I'm going to get my spell books, and for this, I'm going to read Tall Tales Secret Book Club, because I need to read a book that involves books. It says, a mysterious mansion, a suspicious death, and a cat too smart for its own good. When Laura Lee took the summer job as a housekeeper at the old Thornberry estate, she knew it was a creepy place, but she had no idea how creepy. Mrs. Fitzwater warned her to keep her mind on her work and her nose in her own business. But one thing after another leads her astray. Between the mansions giving up its puzzles as she goes about her work, fun secrets to share with the clever ladies in her book club, who are always up for a mystery, and a cat that seems to know more than she does. The death of a chauffeur just outside the estate gates changes everything, and suddenly creepy turns deadly as Laura Lee finds herself in the middle of a murder investigation. When the police seem unable to solve the crime, can Laura and her intrepid club find the killer before the killer finds Laura Lee? So it involves a book club. There is my book element. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more bookish elements related to the story. It is a cozy mystery, and I'm really in the mood to read cozy mystery, so I was very excited to be able to put this on my TBR. And then lastly, I'm going to go for my cauldron by reading a book with a black cover. And for this, I'm going to read War of the Cards by Colleen Oakes. This is the third book in her, I don't remember the name of the series. It's a Wonderland-based series. And we're following the Queen of Hearts back when she was the Princess of Hearts. I've really enjoyed the first 2 books in this series, and this cover is mostly black, so I think it's close enough. I'm very excited to be finishing off this trilogy, and this was one of the prompts I struggled with, and then I was like, oh, duh. I can read War of Cards. It finishes the series, and it has a black cover, and I've enjoyed the series and was going to continue it anyways. So that is what I will be reading to get my cauldron. So there you have it, my TBR for the Wacky Witches Readathon. I'm very excited to be taking part and getting to read some interesting books. I have quite the eclectic mix, and I'm hoping that I love them all. I would love to know if you are participating and what you're planning on reading for this readathon. Let me know in the comments section below. All of my social media, including my Discord, is linked in the description below if you'd like to come chat with me. If you've made it this far in the video, leave me witchy emojis, like this video, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!